Clemson at Syracuse.
Mm.
Syracuse is 4-0. Clemson is 2-2. Clemson is a 6.5-point favorite on the road. Garrett Schrader has been very efficient, averaging 9 yards per pass attempt for the Orange. He is leading them in rushing at over 6 yards a carry. Meanwhile, Clemson coming off that gut-wrenching loss to Florida State where they led most of the game, did not trail until Florida State took the lead into overtime. Ralph, who you got?
I'm going to take them points. I cannot see, though, Clemson going to 0-3 in the ACC. Like, I just can't get my arms around that. But I see the way Schrader has played. Now, Syracuse has done this thing before. First of all, when I say they've done this thing before, they have stressed out Clemson a lot. They have stressed out Clemson a ton over the last few years. Now, only beat them once in about the last 6 years, but they have continually put Clemson in a vice and made them have to sweat out some victories. You're going into the Dome. Schrader's a good playmaker. Clemson to me is still a good team. Like I can't imagine we get to the end of the year and Clemson isn't in that like 9-win range. So again, I can't see them starting the season 0-3, but I also I'm going to assume here that Syracuse does this thing again to Clemson. And, listen, it's a home dog. The Dome gets loud. I'll take the 6.5 because why wouldn't you not take the 6.5 on a home team?
So I keep telling myself that Clemson's a 9-win team also because I thought they put up a great fight against Florida State.
Exactly.
They looked still talented.
Yes.
Let me throw some cold water on that. 9-3 means that they've won 2 of the following games: Notre Dame, North Carolina, Miami. Doesn't feel so certain when you put it like that, does it?
Doesn't feel like so certain. But it also makes you feel like, boy, you really better beat Syracuse, huh? Like if you don't really beat Syracuse, what does this season look like?
Now, here's what I will say. There was no quit in Clemson after the Duke game. They came very prepared for Florida State. Florida State's a better team than they are.
Mm-hmm.
They gave them a hell of a fight. I think Clemson's going to go to the Dome, and I think they're going to cover this spread. I don't know that they're going to be a 9-win team, and even though after that game I said, "Oh no, they could win the rest of their games. Oh, they could win 9." I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can win 2 of Notre Dame, North Carolina, and Miami, and there may be another one in there that maybe NC State or something becomes tricky as well. But I do think they can cover here. Syracuse is 4-0. They have looked good, but look at who they've beaten.
Yeah, I don't think Syracuse is on the way toward a very big year, right? I don't think this is the start of 10-win, 9-win Syracuse. My guess is, again, they'll probably settle in around that 6-win territory. Listen, even last year they got off to a great start and barely squeaked into a bowl. I could see something like that happening again. But again, like they're pretty healthy, coming in, good vibes in the Dome. I could just see Clemson getting bogged down again in this game.
I think Clemson will be fine. I actually think they're going to get better as the season goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we saw them get better every week. And here's my thing with Syracuse. So one of the teams they've beaten is Western Michigan. That's the one that gave up 41 to Iowa. One of the teams they've beaten is Purdue. We saw Purdue lose to Fresno State, which there's no shame in that. Wisconsin had the easiest time in the world with Purdue on Friday night.
Rough year for no spoiler makers this year.
Yeah. So I think Clemson actually covers this fairly easily.
Okay.
So I eagerly wait 3:30 in the afternoon on Saturday when you're texting me like, ha, see, I told you. But no, I'm not giving up on them as a decent team this year. I do think the idea of a 10-win Clemson where they run the table, they're going to have to really get better to do that. But I think they can win this one by a touchdown.
Especially if you're like me, and I think Miami might be good, Andy.
Yeah. That's me too. I keep thinking that as well. And they got Miami's got Clemson. Miami's got Florida State. Miami's got North Carolina.
We can just keep that between you and I because I don't want to go down the road of this whole Miami is back thing. I don't want that pinned on me. But
I don't think we're alone in that. Yeah. I think we are legion at this point in suspecting that Miami might be good. Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.